What's going on, YouTube? V here. So, the market is starting to do a lot of weird things. I think we're in a very unfortunate meta in which we actually have a good meta, but it's circumvented with FTK decks. And not just really FTK decks, but it is Firewall Dragon, which desperately needs an errata. Once again, I don't think it should be banned. I know a lot of people are going to get upset about that, but if Firewall Dragon's errata meant it only had its ability to be used once per turn, I think we would see a totally different meta, a cleaner meta, in which we see a majority of decks that are in the tier 1 slots, whereas tier 2 decks that can compete against these tier 1 decks. But before we even talk about that, and yet another FTK I'll show you guys in this video, let's talk about the market and advent calendar, which came out and is, for the most part, a overwhelmingly huge disappointment. I think the advent calendar had a great ability promoted by Konami to be something huge, and unfortunately it's not. We're seeing cards, the most expensive card being Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, and Ultra Rare, which already was reprinted, or Legendary Collection Kaiba, being about $3. Tulatine, which is like $2, which, let's be honest with you, it's not even worth that. A Jack Frost, which desperately needed a reprint. I'm glad it got in here. That's pretty cool. But look at the rest of these cards. I mean, this kind of did. Hatred just recently got a Megaton print here. Like, I feel a lot of these cards that needed a reprint, though. I feel a lot of these cards are subpar, and I feel like for Advent Calendar, we had a huge opportunity to have something better given to us, and unfortunately, I feel like Ceremonial Bell, get it, Christmas, but Konami could have made instead of Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, how about something like Ash Blossom? I'll take another Ash Blossom. How about something like Infinite Impermanence? Something that was not this. But I guess Konami saw winter and they were like, oh, Christmas and Tulatin, I guess it's Christmas. Jack Frost Christmas. Toy Magic, like everything that kind of like Christmas cards, they basically put it in this advent calendar, and it was a tremendous disappointment. I'm really glad I didn't purchase these for my shop. I'm hoping nobody out there went ahead and bought these, because it is a huge. I mean, the calendar looks nice, but for value, there's almost nothing in here. Moving forward, guys, Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragons on the card slowly moving up in price trends. If you look at the tip of the end of price trends, you can see it's slowly creeping up. Market price showing to be about $11, and we're seeing it here a little over about $12. Not many in the market of this card, so I don't really know why, but came out Dimensional Pack, the Duelist Pack Dimensional Guardians as a super rare. Also came out Secret Rare and Dragon Legends Elite for about the same price, and you can see over here Duelist Pack Dimensional Guardians. So why is it? Okay, came out an Ultra Rare and a Super Rare. That's kind of... Oh, that's the Neo Galaxy. Okay, that one's garbage. Neo's bad. Regular on Neo is $12. Cool. Up next, guys, Bulls Return of Dragon's another card that's actually starting to go down in value. We're looking at a card that came out in both Dark Side Dimensions. Regular movie pack as an Ultra Rare, and then the ugly gold version as a gold rare. They use the same exact gold rarity for this. Anyway. The price point for first edition is about $17 of original print. The gold actually is $18, which is... I just don't understand. That is also because probably nobody bought the gold version, and there's not many on it, even though it says 51 prices. I just don't get this. Anyway, looking at Blizzard's Return of Dragon, I think that its price is going down because of the recent set that came out that had Bingo Machine Go-Go, and everyone thought that was going to somehow spike Blue Eyes Tier 1 when YuGiOh players realized that card and many other cards that came out didn't do nothing for Blue Eyes. People started selling their cards. This is why we're seeing the prices fall down. Another card we're looking at real quickly is Evenly Matched, a card that's actually going down in value in price trends. It was about 32s, and we're seeing it here about 30s. The Megaton one, another one that was... This guy's a new seller. Do not buy from this guy, by the way. But it's about 30 as well on the Megaton version. And this is another one that was about 32 as well. Evenly Matched, I think, was high original print. It could have been about 35s. Nevertheless, Evenly Matched is going down in value. A card that's really good still, that's phenomenal at beating a majority of the meta, cannot see play. And the reason it cannot see play is because of FTK decks. These decks are like a virus in our meta. And unfortunately, I think that we have 14 days till Konami is no sooner than Banlist. But to be 100% honest with you, I think we really need to E-ban Firewall's ability by giving it a errata. You guys gonna say ban it? No. I know some people are commenting, no, V, we should just ban Firewall Dragon. I really think if Firewall Dragon is a errata said once per turn for its return effect, for its bounce effect, whatever you want to call it, I think it would be fine, to be honest with you. Looking at Scott Striker, Ace Kagari, and look at the rest of OTS Tournament Pack 8. It's going down in value because of the upcoming Banlist we're going to be having. Draw and Lockboard actually was going lower in value. It stopped. And it's actually, don't look over here. Like, we'll click on over here if it shows it. Yeah, it was going lower in value and price trends. It actually stopped going lower and starting to go up higher in value, about $47. And the reason is because Draw and Lockboard is a card used greatly against the FTK, whether Yu-Gi-Oh players are maining it or putting it in their side deck. Depending on the event you go to. I believe you go to like a regionals, I would highly recommend maining a draw for the regionals, just because when you play against FTK deck, because it is the easiest deck in the meta to play, and there's so many variants, which I'll show you in a second. Drill and Lockbird is a great card to stop that. You just draw and lock them, and you're like, okay, cool, you don't really get a turn. I get to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and if that's the thing about FTK decks. Their biggest weakness is if they can't FTK you, and you get to play Yu-Gi-Oh, you basically destroy them. And they'll probably scoop most likely. Looking at Scapegoats on the card, starting to go back down. It was going up for a second, and now it's going back down in value. I think because of the YCS, we saw Tricksters being played, and I was like, I'll play Tricksters too, and I'll use some Scapegoats, and I think that's why we started seeing Scapegoats go up a little bit in value, but as you can see, they're still going down in value. Little fun thing about OTS Pack 8, they're still good. I mean, this is still good money. This is really good money in OTS Tournament Pack 8, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is probably the best OTS pack we're going to have for a while. We're going to be getting OTS Tournament Pack 9, by the way, guys, so get ready for that. Supervigilant Spellcaster on the card, that's about $3 right now. It was really a lot more, but it's going down in value, and that's once again because the meta can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's the thing, like, this is a great card, good against strikers for the most part, and the meta can't really allow this card to be played because of FTK decks. Ace Token's still a great card, about 2.5. Machine Dupe's about 3, which I don't know why this is $3, but people are selling these all day long. It's so weird. Looking at Waking the Dragons, another card that was a lot of money, but it's going once again lower in value. On the Clock Taker, which is still a great card. And then the rest of the cards is about dollar cards for the most part in OTS Pack 8. Moving forward, guys, we have Strikers coming out in Dark Saviors. Dark Saviors booster boxes are in still a lot of money. We're looking at Unlimiteds being about the same price as first editions because this box is that much good. It is such a good box. And I'm not just talking about the current stuff like Strikers. I'm talking about the uncurrent stuff like the other cards I'll show you in a second. But looking at Mobilizing Gauge, it's about $50. It's about almost half its price. At peak, I believe it was roughly around 85, definitely 80s. And now it's about almost hitting half that. And that's only because of the meta. Here's my prediction about Strikers. Got a lot of people hitting me up. About Strikers. Like, an uncomfortable amount of people hitting me up for Strikers. Here's the thing. If we get the same hit as Japan, Engage and WYuGiOh Anchor both go to 2. If that's the case, Strikers will still be a playable deck. If Engage goes to 1, Strikers might not be as playable depending what else we get in the meta. If Konami wants to kill the Striker deck as soon as possible to make room for a new deck. So it really depends what's coming up in the future of the meta. With that said, if I was a Yu-Gi-Oh player and I played Strikers, dead serious, I'd still hold my Engages. I would maybe get rid of my third one because I'm only going to locals and put that bad boy on the Upstart Goblin. It's nowhere near the same, but you just need a deck thinner at that point because if Engage goes to 2, that's what you're going to be using. As far as WYuGiOh Anchor, I mean, they were a little bit high. You look at market price on be about $24, and then we see here for $22. These were roughly around 25 about a week ago, and before that, they were hitting some pretty even more dumb numbers. But Sky Strikers is still a great deck, and I still think if you want to hold your WYuGiOh Anchors, I would definitely recommend holding 2, and I would probably get rid of the other one. If not, if it gets hit semi-limited, those card price gets sliced in half. That simple. So you want to get $20 a day and buy a $10 WYuGiOh Anchor, maybe $10 tomorrow, because what happens with WYuGiOh Anchors, I think with the whole Sky Striker deck, is we get a Banlist, Engage in WYuGiOh Anchor, if they was to go to 2, they dip, and then they do like a hook. They just come back around because they're gonna see play. The deck is still insanely good. It's hilarious how, like, the deck got a hit to Hornet Drones, and that's like, oh, that's fine. I'll just play 3 field spells. 2 Terraformings? Not 1? I'll play 2 Terraformings. And the deck still ran events. And I think that we'll still see that with Strikers. I think we'll see Strikers with that moderate hit being at 2 Engage, 2 WYuGiOh Anchor, to still see Tier 1 play. If it's any rough, though, if it's Engage goes to 1, I don't know. That's where it gets a little bit fuzzy. Blazeman, Mayhem, all that stuff. Afterburners is actually maintaining its price point. Alert Darkness is starting to go up in value very slightly. Very, 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 very slightly. And if you guys have done what I did, or what I told you guys to do, when Dark Saviors come out, there's a couple of cards I said to hold. One was absolutely Alert Darkness, a card which common was going for about $4. The Vampire stuff I just like. I don't really have an excuse. Armageddon Knights, another card that's gonna be good and probably most likely go up in the future. I recommend you holding your Armageddon Knights. I really like the Vampire stuff a lot, but like, you know, I mean, I gotta do a deck profile eventually for you guys. All right, let's see what else is in this. Oh, Dark Grepher. Like, this is another card that's amazing. There's only 22 prices on TCG Player. Dude, when this set dropped, everyone and mother was listing Dark Grepher for like 10 cents. And the card price is currently just moving forward. There's only 22 prices Dark Grepher on the market. I think in the long term in the future, this card, if not hit by the ban list, would be good. Same thing with Armageddon Knight. They got great staples like Rhoda and Scapegoats if you don't want to buy the ulti Scapegoats, which is it's a pretty cheap price if you want a pretty Scapegoat. Depends if you want an ulti. I think ulti Scapegoats are gorgeous. Foolish Bearer of Goods obviously got like a million reprints, but there's another one of those. I wouldn't say that's something you want to hold, but definitely something you want to have like a playset to the side, not like a big RO9. Plague Spreader Zombie is another card that I think is really good. There's a lot of prices listed online, but why not? So super rare Plague Spreader? Yeah, no, I'll get those. Monostone 4 came super rare, but nobody cares because it had an ultra rare printing, so I don't know why that's a thing. So pretty much those two cards. I mean, Career Bandit's 50-50. I mean, it's not... You know how crazy Career Bandit would have to be in order to be relevant in the meta? Insane. So pretty much, yeah. Grepher, Armageddon Knight, and Dark Saviors. Moving forward, guys, let's look at Infinite Impermanence, a card that is now $86. Listen, I know a lot of you guys out there are holding your non-infinite permanents, aka Effect Failure, aka Breakthrough Skill, aka Lost Win, which is actually a pretty good card. I know you're holding those cards, and you're just going, Konami, reprint Infinite Permanents. For the love of God and all things holy, reprint this card. I understand that, and I agree with you guys. I think this card needs a reprint desperately. But we're probably not going to still get it yet. We probably got, I'm going to say 3 months. 2 months we'll know. 3 months, probably 3.5 months to release of an actual Infinite Impermanence release for all of us. Until then, unfortunately, my friends, you're going to have to deal with what you have. Market price was about $91. It's $86 now, so still, it's a horrible price for an overly priced card. That is overly played. I mean, it depends on what kind of deck you're playing, obviously. But your Ultra guys, your deck's relatively cheap. Oh, yeah, 3 Infinite Impermanents, though. You don't want to get those. And there's no substitution. I constantly get hit with this. I constantly get people asking me, dude, it's insane. Ever since I started showing my Ultra guys deck all around, I got, this weekend alone, 3 messages going, I don't have Infinite Impermanence, but can I play something else? No. You can play something else. Hell, you can play Wabakus. It's just Infinite Impermanence is the better option. You don't need to play Ash Blossoms. You could play, Effect Veilers. But you want to play the better card to get the better result or not. And that's up to you, you guys out there. I know a lot of people are upset about the meta right now with the FTK decks. But if you didn't have FTK decks, there's still decks you can play for a relatively cheap amount of money. The best one, in my opinion, right now... Oh, it's pouring rain outside. The best one, in my opinion, right now, is my Pendulum Magician deck. This is a very inexpensive deck. I might deck profile this on my channel and show you guys the deck, and then we'll go over the numbers. But for the most part, Pendulum Magician is dirt cheap, and I highly recommend you guys pick that deck up if you're looking to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Just watch out for the FTKs. You obviously would have to put in Ash Blossoms. If you don't have Ash, then obviously you want to put in like Effect Failure or Ghost Ogre, or even Drone Lockbird in that instance. Ghost Spell Haunted Mansion is spiking higher in value, even though the card's horrible. I still don't agree with this card. I think this card is absolutely terrible. I just don't like Ghost Spell Haunted Mansion as a card. I think our hand trap monsters, hand trap cards in general are so overblown. We don't have room for Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion. If you're playing some decks, maybe some decks are running like 2 or 1 here and there, but not enough to merit this card having its high price point. You're gonna run 3 Ash. You're most likely gonna run 3 Infinite Impermanents. Depending if you're looking for the FTK, you want to run Draw Lockbird. You also have the option to run Ghost Ogre, which is really good against Gokis. We have so many and Strikers because you want to pop the their continuing spell card. Basically, everything's really good, and Ghost Spell Haunted Mansion's like, you can stop the graveyard. Yeah, so can fucking DD Crow. Like, I mean, this does a little more, but the difference between the DD Crow and this is about $61.73. It's just not worth it. Look at Nightmare Unicorn, a card that's roughly around $35. This card blows my mind. It was $25, and I said it before, I'll say it again. All Nightmare cards, for the most part, are going to get more and more and more and more and more and more expensive as time goes on. Absolutely Nightmare Unicorn, and I think the other Nightmare, I'll show you in a second, is going to be just as expensive. If not, it might even go higher, depending on how the meta changes. Corrupted Bleed's actually still holding roughly around $20 price. I'll talk about Vampire Suck in a second. Warlike Succession is starting to slowly dip down after this one price is gone. but it goes back up to $11. This card's not worth it. Sell it. Topologic Bay is worth money, obviously, because any deck that is meta, that focuses on a meta, can go to the Topologic Bay, which is really getting into my baby, Guys, as well as Pendulum Magicians. Really good card, actually. Let's see what's in here. Financial Destruction has been such a great set. Oh, there it is. Nightmare Griffin. Another card, I think when Firewall's gone, Nightmare Griffin's probably going to be its best replacement. Obviously, we have the Borrows, Borrow Sword, Borrow Load. But for decks that just don't want to do that, just want to work on locking you out, Nightmare Griffin's a pretty good card to stun a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. And I think that its price point right now is insanely cheap. And I think it's going to move high once Yu-Gi-Oh! Players realize it, once we're done with this cloud of horseshit, which is the FTK. Guys, Multi-Figure still holding the same amount of price. And look at Cerberus right here. He's about 3, and right under him, Phoenix is almost hitting near $3 as well. I'm telling you, these cards are going to go up because Nightmares are just that good of a thing. Unfortunately, not you, Goblin. Calm down, Goblin. Okay. Spirit Warriors, I just want to talk about for 2 seconds. Caspar and Starfire is relatively cheap. Caspar is $6. Starfire is about almost 5. It's about 5s for this. And I'm going to be dead serious for you guys. I love Magical Musketeers. I think they're a great deck. And I think to have a deck called Magical Musketeers is a pretty smart idea. It costs you nothing, realistically, besides Caspars and Starfires. And to be honest with you, most players are using 2 Starfires and 3 Caspars. If you look at a lot of deck profiles. I might show you guys my Magical Musketeer. I actually sleeved it and everything, cleaned it up a little bit. So I might show you guys later on this channel. Up next, guys, let's look at Soul Fusion, the newest set to come out. Not the special edition that'll come out till fucking December. Good job, TCG player. The booster boxes, which is currently showing here to be about $60. Not bad. But Colossus is an $80 card. In fact, after that one sells, it's going to be about $83 for Colossus. This is a card that came out with a price point of about $60, spiking really high and not really showing much meta play to back it up, to be honest with you. I'll talk about that in a second, though. Dangerous Tsuchinoko, another card that was roughly around 30, 35, is hitting about 44s. That card's moved up higher in value as well. Thunder Dragon Dark went up. It was $20. Now it's about $22. Trap Trick, a card that was like $10, is $20 because Paleo and other guys play it, even though I don't play it. It's not a bad card, but it's not my flavor. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? Just because, you know, you get Red Reboot and you're like, oh, I'll just set this back down and die. I mean, you can do it with any other trap, but I don't know. I'm always 50-50 with Trap Trick. I have a playset. I just probably need to test it out. Thunder Dragon Ball was $20. Is now going back down to about $17, which still isn't that low down. Thunder Dragon Titan. This is a weird one. Thunder Dragons played 2 Titans, 3 Colossus. I don't think they go into Titan as much, probably, and that's the reason why it's holding a $12 price point, even though its initial price was roughly around $35 as well. And then we're going to get Danger Thunderbird, another card that was really overhyped. Everyone's like, this is the card that's going to make Danger's a deck. It was Firewall. We all didn't know the answer. Don't worry about it. Don't. It was Firewall. But this card's roughly around like $9. So why is Thunder Dragon Colossus so expensive? Well, you see, guys, there's not many in the market. Even though Soul Fusion's been cracked like crazy, this is a short printed secret rare. And not only is it a short printed secret rare, it's a short printed secret rare that has a tier 1 deck that it goes in at 3. So every Yu-Gi-Oh! Player that plays Thunder Dragons needs 3 Colossus, and that's unfortunately why we're seeing it hold such a high price. With that said, I still don't I think that Thunder Dragons is a deck that every Yu-Gi-Oh! Player playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to work against, you know, work for, side for, or work on mentality of how to beat this deck as easy as you can the other tier 1 meta decks. But at the same time, if we look at the top cut numbers, Thunder Dragons have done almost nothing for the amount of decks that are even get into top 64. They get whittled down that fast. And I think Thunder Dragons is a good deck against an average player, a bad deck against a good player. That's the way I see Thunder Dragons right now. And I think the YCS records of the top cuts can easily back me up on that. I think Thunder Dragons is still a good deck. I think if you go to regionals, you're going to beat some stupid ass. But that's what it is. Competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially when you play against a top player, they know Thunder Dragons and they can really work around it. Decks like Pendulum Magicians just washes deck. Strikers, what we thought was this deck's best matchup, can play around this. Might be a little bit harder after the Banlist. Ultra guys don't even pretend Thunder Dragons don't exist. They're like, oh, you did things? Oh, that's crazy. And then they just murder them. So it's kind of weird what we're seeing with the meta with Thunder Dragons. I honestly did think they were going to be the tier 1. And then maybe we'll have 1.5s finally in our meta. We really don't have any 1.5 decks. We have tier 1 and tier 2. There is 0 1.5 decks currently in our meta right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now with FTKs, everything else that's not FTKs, 1.5 technically, but not realistically. Borso Dragon, another card that's starting to show. The more it shows play in different decks, the more it goes up in value. We just saw Jerry Mitchell show his Pendulum deck list, and he played Borso Dragon in one of them games. Ultra guys can easily make Borso Dragon. I'm kicking myself up my ass. break my knee in doing it. Just seeing the fact that Borsal Dragon can be used easily in Ultra, there's insane plays you can do with Borsal Dragon. In fact, I might show you guys my updated Ultra deck profile if you say yes, senpai. I'm just saying this card's amazing and it makes a lot of decks infinitely more better. And I think we saw that when this price point went from 58 to 60 to 62, hovered around there for a while. Now we're seeing it here almost about $73 for a Borsal Dragon. It's really insane what comes outside Cyberdeck Horizon besides the shit. I'm just saying with Dangerous Nessie and Bigfoot, I mean, Nessie actually is maintaining value. I will say that. It dipped low, now it's maintaining value. Bigfoot's like, fuck it, I'm drunk, let's go lower in value. It's about $29, and I think that's, once again, every Yu-Gi-Oh player, that even the Yu-Gi-Oh players that disagree with me, that they're like, I'm going to play Dangerous because I still think they're the best deck, even though that Yu-Gi-Oh player sold his Dangers because they're in an FTK deck, and they're worried that in Konami, once again, missing the beat on Firewall Dragon would hit Dangers, and they're rightfully so worried, and that's why we're seeing these price points actually go lower in a deck that's probably the best decks in the meta right now. I use decks because not just Dangers are abusing FTK. Another deck is too. There's plenty of decks doing it, actually. Jackalop's holding about $9 price point, which is not a bad price point. Cyber Rev System is going lower. Everything's pretty much what we thought it was going to be after everything cooled off, besides I think the Danger cards and a Borsal, which is really insane. So, YuGiOh, Mythical Spirit of the Forest. This card might look familiar to you guys if you've been watching my videos for a while, because a while ago, I said to buy your YuGiOh Mythical, this card, I said to buy. The card cost me, I think, 8 cents on what I'm told, and I bought a ton of this card. I just put it aside. Price showing increasing in value, market price showing to be about 35 cents, but if you look over here, it's like a quarter. It's really not too crazy in value. What this card does is when you take damage from an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you do inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took, also both players take no further damage for the rest of this turn. This card was originally used in the Pendulum FTK, and now it can be used in the Danger FTK. You know, using against the minute your opponent hits like a they go into cancel and pop their first card. You're like, cool, equals Mythical Spirit of the Forest. You know how I'm saying? Here's the card. Good artwork, by the way. And the card stops their turn. I think draw's better, but if you want an even cheaper alternative to draw, you can play this card. It's literally a quarter. Up next, Galen Duo starting to be bought on the market. Price showing going lower in value. Market price showing to be $10. And then when we get past all this crap and see this one over here, it's about $8. But then if you look at it, there's not many on the market, and the price point quickly goes up in value. If you look at the numbers, this guy has 30 of them on limited or mint. First editions are slowly increasing in value for Galen Duo. It's really weird. And then when you go over here, strike on Neos, and you look at the other Galen Duels, if this card, I don't know why it's kind of being bought out in chunks. One of the guys that was doing the buyout actually hit me up and told me he was doing the buyout on this card. But yeah, you could get the Dark Legends ones. They're like $4. So I'm not sure if you want to do it. Or if you want to be cheaper, you can get the common Galen Duel from DT5s. They're like $2. Or you could get the legit common ones. So I'm not sure why Galen Duel is making any moves in the market. But it's really weird what's going on. I have this one, but I might get a playset of Dark Legends. Anyway, guys, let's talk about Vampire Sucker for a quick second. Okay, quick second's over. Vampire Sucker, Star Deck, Zombies, done. That's the reason why I think we're seeing Vampire Sucker's price go higher in value. I said to buy this card when it was $6. I said it again when it was $8. I didn't care, and the reason why is because it requires 2 zombie monsters, and this card is insane. This card's crazy in value, and hopefully you guys took my words and made some money on the market, because literally this card requires its zombies get their own tuner. The reason everyone didn't see it that way, because everyone's like, oh, they're doing it because of the new vampire archetype and the new stuff. Woo, woo, boo, we don't want that crap. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute, this card just says vampire's name, but everything it does is for zombies. Vampires happen to be zombies, but zombies in general are still really good. And that's why you're seeing the prices increase in value. We're seeing them hit almost at $15 for Vampire Sucker. Also, Modoche Hoot Cakes are being bought out, but it's a weird situation. It's a weird thing happening with Modoche Hoot Cake. You see, the 2014 Mega 10 Mega Pack, Modoche Hoot Cakes, these are the ones that are being bought out. They're almost near $4, and there's only 3 prices listed. That's it. The Lord Tachyon Galaxy, the ones that should have been bought out, you should have bought this Modoche Hoot, this card out. Yeah, no, it's still about $3, but there's a ton in the market, so I don't know what the hell. This is a weird buyout. Next, Millennium Master Strict is actually going up higher in value. We're seeing the price point show about 13, and you're seeing it here for about 13, and then it just quickly goes away up to the about $17 price point where the page ends. I don't know why this is going on high in value. I always said to get one of these. I love this. I have mines. I love the artwork on this card. You can do cool things with instant fusion, pretty nifty, and all that silly shit. So there it is right there. Up next, Harpie's Feather Storm. So if you guys have been part of the YuGiOh Mark Crunch Facebook group, you've obviously seen this. If you've seen my YuGiOh decor video in the past, I brought this card up. If you've seen my other video, in which I also talk about cards that are cheap that nobody's looking at right now, you really want to check this card out? It was Harpie's Feather Storm. You see, Harpie's Feather Storm, unlike Harpie's Feather Duster, is legal. And with new Harpie stuff coming out hopefully soon, I think it's sometime this month we're getting a new Harpie set. If Harpie someone got their own Link monster, if Harpie someone made it into a tier 1 standing, this card would absolutely be a 3-of in the deck, hands down. Now looking at the valuation, it's about $1. It's not even that high in value, but let's read the card real quickly. If you control Wing Beast monster, until the end of this turn, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. If you control a Harpie monster, you get this card from your hand. Better impermanence, basically. If this card in its own is a spell and trap card zones destroyed by opponent's card effect, you get a Harpie's Feather Duster from your deck to the graveyard. That just hurts. That last line did not need to be there, Konami. You did not need to put that last line there. That hurt. That last line really hurt a lot. But anyway, yeah, this is infinite impermanence for Harpies. Like, if you play Harpies, you have infinite impermanence right here. Moving forward, guys, we have Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger card that's holding a stabilized price trend. Market price trend to be about $9. And when we look over here, it quickly gets bought out and gets to higher numbers. The page bombs out at $30 for Gaia Dragon, Thunder Charger. Everyone should have one of these. These were like 6s forever. Up next, Topologic Gumballar Dragon. Now, this is really weird. So, the market price showing to be $8. Price trend showing increasing in value. We're looking over here. It's showing to be $8. Okay, everything looks pretty normal. Ready? This is a card that FTK decks use when they can't FTK you, correct? This is a card that has a good chance of getting hit in the ban list. And that's probably a good correction on that one. Anything that takes cards out of your opponent's hands, like Delinquent Duo, Confiscation, is banned. We literally have a Link version that has no fallback as a Delinquent Duo. No payers and light points, all that jazz. Just poke cards out of your opponent's hand, and it's at 3. Konami could be cute and limit this card. But let's be realistic. This card's probably gonna get banned. It's really busted as hell. I would not be surprised in the upcoming Banlist. I'll probably do a Banlist prediction video coming out soon. We see Topologic Gumballar Dragon being hit. It's literally a better Delinquent Duo. There's a 3K body. Like, it's insane. Up next, guys, Legacy of the Hero. I know I talked about it in the past. I still want to talk about it again because it's still cheap, and I want you to consider this card. Price trend showing it going up in value, then it stabilizes. Card price shows to be about $1. You turn 2 fusion monsters from your graveyard to extra deck that has a hero monster material. Draw 3 cards. Cards at 3, by the way. It's an amazing card, and I really do think that you guys might want to consider getting a playset. I have my R9 set to the side. I just want to give you guys a heads up. Up next, Torbus from the Underworld. So I was told this card got bought out. Price trend showing stabilization. And I don't think it got bought out. I think someone was just blowing smoke up someone's ass. I just really clicked on it real quickly. So it's like $2. Then over here's like $2. I don't think it's bought out whatsoever. Yeah. Sometimes the YuGiOh Market Watch Facebook group is out of their goddamn minds. The remaining tour guide. What's the OT tour guide going for real quickly? 50. Okay. This card has not moved. The minute we found out about OTS Pack 1, and Cherubini, that might come out in Japan eventually, which they obviously got it. This card went to 50 and has stood there. Secret Rare is actually worth about 15s. Nothing really crazy for the most part, but this is a thing. And it's really weird because you would think Burning Abyss players would get rid of the OT targets. I'm like, screw it. We're not getting Cherubini. We'll never get Cherubini. My grandkids maybe one day will hear about Cherubini coming as a common. Maybe. But to be honest with you, and you think they would sell that card, this card? No. Burning Abyss players are loyal as fuck. You go to anybody in your locals who's a Burning Abyss player, make friends with him. He's obviously loyal. If he has the next max rarity, this dude is loyal to the bone. I'm just calling it out there. Okay, so let's talk about dumb FTKs. 5-wall FTK. Athena. This combo is brought to me by one of my buddies up on Facebook. Gives me great card information all the time. And Athena's card says each time a fairy type monster is summoned, inflict 6. So let's say you got 5-wall Dragon and Athena on board. Not too hard to do, to be honest with you, in today's meta. Each time a fairy monster is special summoned, inflicts 600 damage to your opponent. Once per turn, you can send one fairy monster you control, except Athena, to the graveyard. Special summon one fairy monster from your graveyard. Okay? Remember, you have Athena, you have Firewall. Athena's zone 5, Firewall zone 1, let's say. So you send, let's say another card goes to the graveyard, and then you just special summon an Honest. During your main phase, you return this card face on the field to your hand. This is all you care about. This is literally all you care about. It's not once per turn, you just return Honest. So what you do is, you return Honest, Firewall procs, bring out Honest. It's going to go back and forth, right? I think. I might be wrong. I think I just fucked that up. I don't edit my videos at all, by the way. So, this is going to be a thing. Does Firewall care the monster be destroys? Oh, it has to be sent to the graveyard. Oh, so it would be Athena's other ability. No, it's once per turn ability. I was lied to. I don't think this works. If you guys think it works, comment below in this video. Oh. Nevertheless, fuck this card. Okay, up next, beginning of the end, a card which ulti was always in the dollar binder because nobody would leave in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh that you would banish 7 of them dark monsters to draw 3 cards. Oh, 5 of them, but you have to have 7. It's just dumb. But here we are, boys. 2018. People playing multiple copies of this shit in this deck. Price showing up in value. Market price showing to be about $8 card. And for the unlimited lightly played, it's about $20. And for the first editions, oh my god, I'm salivating. $26. Yeah, I bought a bunch of these. I gotta start listening to these bad boys. Looking at the Phantom of Darkness beginning to end, it's obviously going up in value. Prices, there's not many prices, about $3. The beginning and end that came out in Destiny Soldiers, that's going up in value as well. Destiny Soldiers is starting to become a deck that have not the main monetary cards like Eggshell, which was like a $20 to $25 card, but the other cards that wasn't that. Wild Hope went up for a second, Militia went up for a second, Lord of Darkness is slowly going up once again. Keep an eye on that. But we're also seeing beginning of the end go up in value. That's why you gotta look at some of these offsets and go, okay, obviously here's the main money, and here's the money that's gonna be money in the future. Because a lot of times this happens. Another thing is with Secret Forces. When everyone's going crazy for Necros, we had like Super Manjus all over the place. The card's like $6 to $7 now for Super Manjus, and nobody wanted them. They're just throwing them away. I should go to the tables and be like, oh, 4 Manjus, okay, put that away. People are like, what? Look at this asshole Manjus. No, that's money. That's a hard to get card. Another card is Silverus, the Ancient and Ascended. Price tries to go up in value. Market price trying to be about $9. Unlimited is about 8, and purchase is roughly around $9. Yeah, it's just really weird to see this card actually still maintain value. Burning Abyss realistically has not done much, but once again, Burning Abyss players, they're loyal hoes. Another card is Galaxy Expedition. Came out in 2013, a Zexal 10. Look at this crazy price change movement. Jumped up, and now it's kind of like stabilizing. Market price showing to be about, where is it? About $8 to $9 for this card. It's insane. These old Zexal 10s with their jank-ass cards actually has value. Galaxy Wizard has value. Galaxy Expedition has value. Will you have value? Will you have value? One day. This actually used to have value. But yeah, a lot of these old, this used to have value too. A lot of these old cards that we used to look in the tins to buy get one card off, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players would literally throw them away, leave them on tables, or trade them for jank. And now we're seeing them actually hold value. This is why I always say, when something comes out, especially a subset, I want you to look at a subset and see that there's instant value and there's future value that you really need to hold. And if you got a locus that has a good amount of players, or you got a locus that just cracks tons of product and has the not so value at the time product, you're going to want to really pay attention to that and buy all those cards for 10 cents. Trust me, work a deal with them. If they crack a ton of product, be like, dude, I'll buy all those cards from you at 10 cents each value. Just tell me what I owe you, give me my cards. And they'll probably work something out with you. They'll probably work a deal out with you if you buy bulk of one card that's jank. They'll be skeptical, as all people are. I had vendors be skeptical of me. I had car stores be skeptical of me. Ultimately, they sell to you because they want money today, not realizing later on you'll be selling the card back to them, making that money, or to anyone else, or even on a TCG player. It happens a lot. I went to Nationals last year. No, I think it was last year when I was buying a Scrap Track and Ultis. A vendor literally stopped and had to check his phone to see if Scrap Track and Ulti was doing anything. Asked around his buddies, is Scrap Track and Ulti doing anything? Because I said the magic words: how many Scrap Track and Ultis you have? I want them more. I did it to every vendor at Nationals. And they all got nervous. They were freaked out. So that's the kind of thing you want to do. Fuck if they freak out. They'll get angry, they'll get upset at you. But in the end, if that happens and you do show value in the things you purchase, and they do come back and you go, oh, hey, by the way, you know those Armageddon nights that are now, like, let's say that one day they get to like $5. Yeah, I bought them from you from 10s. Remember that? Yeah, just wanted to throw it out there. That might actually help you out in getting in with a store. Stores like to look out for shit like that. It's weird. Another card I want to say for you to look out for is Herald of Perfection. Now, the ulti is relatively cheap. The Ghost is the one I would pick, even though I hate Gold series. The Ghost Herald of Perfection look is gorgeous and relatively cheap. You can get the original print, which is like $3. You can get the Gold if you hate yourself and you want to kill yourself before you do. You want to buy. If you want to commit suicide, you buy all Gold series cards and then you jump off the building. It's just everything about it's sad. Even so, after your family's at the wake, they just see a bunch of Gold series cards come in the mail and they go, he was really fucking serious. Listen, Herald of Perfection is a really good card I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players don't really know about because it doesn't do nothing at times. And then at other times, it comes back in the meta and just shits on everybody. It's basically when you play fairies, if fairies get any major support, then a majority of the time, Herald of Perfection will show beneficial status from that. I think it's something that you want to pick up, think it's something you want to put to the side and forget about. Have a deck core. I really like to emphasize that deck cores can always be bought. I've never been in a time in the Yu-Gi-Oh meta in which I was like, there's no way you can buy deck cores or deck cores are hard to get. It's impossible. Majority of deck cores right now, as I'm doing this video, are relatively cheap to buy. The difference is, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players, A, don't know about them, B, don't care about them, or care to know about them, or C, they don't want to invest the money on that. They want to buy an $80-something Colossus, because that value will probably stick right around. You know, right, guys? It's probably $80 Colossus. That'll stay. And it never happens. It never happens. So that's why I always buy deck cores, and I always buy cards people aren't looking at. And moving forward, guys, hopefully you guys will as well. Now, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Thank you so much. Sorry I haven't had time to do a video this whole weekend. I went to BlizzCon. It sucked. BlizzCon sucked so badly. I might do a video on here. I may create it on a different channel, so I don't know. But BlizzCon was terrible this year. Oh, my God. I have so much to say. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Make sure to comment below. I read every single one of your comments. I don't think Athena Honest works, so I can't really read about 5 of the same comments, reworded. Like you think I have goldfish memory. Anyway, make sure to hit subscribe, hit the like button. It's your boy V, guys.